Definition of debate. A debate is an organized argument or contest of ideas in which the participants discuss a topic from two opposing sides. Those who agree with this statement or idea are the pro side. Those who will not agree with this statement or idea are the con side. Each side will show in an organized and clever way why they believe to have the right answer. They will use example and evidence to support their ideas while working towards a conclusion. In order to have a debate, the following must be present. The first is topic. Topic is the subject to be discussed and debated upon. The second is format. Format is the certain types of debate rule that will govern the conduct and precedence of the debates. The third is opposing themes. Opposing themes is they will either support or negate the topic to be debated. The fourth is arguments. Argument is the substance which both sides will present. The fifth is venue. Venue is place to be debated. And the last is audience. Audience is the people who will witness and assist the issues of the debate. The format of the Asian parliamentary debate involves two themes, the government theme and the opposition theme, each of which consists of 3 speakers. The course of the debate is led and directed by a debate referee who will call the speakers according to the order. And there is a timekeeper who counts the time that has been spent by the speaker. Prime Minister. The first is define motion and parameters. The second is provide a little background on the motion being made, as well as related issue. The third is the outline or core of the motion taken from the whole argument. The fourth is provide an overview of the flow of the argument. And the last is preceding the first argument. Deputy Prime Minister. The first is refute the arguments of the first speaker of the opposition. The second is provide second and third argument. The third is strengthen theme position. Government whip. The first is break all objection from the opposition. The second is break all arguments from the opposition side. The third is does not provide new arguments but explains previously explained arguments from another point of view. The fourth is provides a more in-depth analysis of the previously described arguments and rebuttals. Leader of the opposition. The first is refute the argument of speaker of both parties. The second is refute the second and third arguments. The third is strengthen theme position. Deputy leader. Refuting the arguments of speakers from both sides of the government. Provide second and third arguments, strengthen theme position. Opposition whip. The first is break all objection from the government. The second is break all arguments from the government. The third is does not provide new arguments but explains previously explained arguments from another point of view. The fourth is provides a more in-depth analysis of the previously described argument and rebuttals. Further aspect. The first is matter. Relevance is the relationship between opinions and the topic or motion being contested. Distinguish between strong opinions and weak opinions. The example provided by the participant only support the opinion, but the example cannot replace the opinion itself. The jury must look at valid cases and invalid cases, argue something outside the context of the conversation and not trying to prove what should be required to discuss the topic or motion. The second is manner. Attitudes regarding how to speak in public and how to argue a case. The key question: is that the right way? Elements of attitude assessment are voice, use of language, use of nods, eye gaze, body language, manner of standing, dress, impression of sincerity, humor. Attitudes are assessed as a whole as an impression resulting from the use of all the elements of the attitude above. The third is method. The arrangement and organization of ideas in the speaker's speech. An orderly and organized speech is characterized by has an interesting opening that is able to grab the attention of the jury and audience. Have a clear sentence structure, and it is quite easy to accept what is the purpose and general direction of the speech. Shows the existence of a logical sequence of ideas and also shows the existence of clear stage of the speaker's arguments. Shows the use of overall talk time according to the portion and thoroughly discuss all the main points that can lead to the goal. Have a conclusion or summary of all the main points of the speech. Shows the arrangement and organization of all cases presented by a team. For example, a theme-based approach is more qualified than just a collection of speeches whose arguments stand alone. Other things. Distinguish between content, attitude, and method. There are no race decisions with a draw. There must be a winner. The best speaker is selected from among the speakers in the main speech. First, second, or third speaker. Deputy leader. Refuting the arguments of speakers from both sides of the government. Provide second and third arguments, strengthen team position.